this is Polly. Polly is in need of a little bit of help with her bill, right? And a whole community is coming together to make it happen.
Karen Borda sat down with 3 people at Southwestern University in Georgetown, that's north of Austin, who are now instrumental with this project.
She was found in a park in Leander, Texas, in Williamson County. That she had been brought into All Things Wild because her bill was badly damaged, probably an animal attack, some other animal attack of some sort, a coyote or more likely a dog. And Helen had seen a few things about the possibility of 3D printing a new bill for her. And so she asked me if I knew anybody who might, just randomly asked me if I knew anybody who might be able to do that. And I said, well, we have a 3D printing place at Southwestern. We've got a whole studio. And so I sent an email to a number of our IT folks, and Dr. Hogue, who's one of our instructional technologists, said, I think we can do that. And then she lined up Ryan and a couple other students who work in the 3D lab here.
But what we're trying to do is take the likenesses of other pekin ducks, scan them, and replicate their intact bills. And the hope is that we can split it into a working prosthetic, which we can then transfer onto Polly's damaged beak and attach it in its connection points and restore her to 100% functionality.
So what is the hope? Because I imagine it's not just like they're going to be clip-on pieces. There's got to be some sort of surgery involved?
Yes, I believe we were thinking either a vet or some sort of dentist would be able to best attach the prosthetic to the connection points on Polly's existing beak. But what we can do is we can try and provide as much as connection points at as much surface area as possible for them to be able to create like a strong attachment to the beak to keep it anatomically correct and waterproof, wind resistant, and just resistant to use in Polly's everyday life as well.
Has something like this ever been done before?
There are other prosthetics for things like legs and feet and so on, but this is a fairly unique area of veterinary medicine. It essentially falls in the category of veterinary dentistry, is actually specializing in beaks or bills. So there's not very many folks that are experienced with this particular area of veterinary medicine. I think we're going to be fine finding someone, unless someone who hears this is out there and says, I know how to do this and I'll do it. But I think it's going to be a new task for many of the folks who are going to be willing to give it a shot.
This whole thing to me is still kind of Star Trek-y. You know, it doesn't seem possible that they can do this, you know, like print something 3D and then be able to have it be a prosthetic. And the fact that this can actually happen and happen today, what would have happened, you know, had this occurred 10 years ago? What kind of life could that duck have expected?
Probably would have just had to have been taken care of in captivity. And because one of the things is that the All Things Wild rehabilitators were having to scratch her back a lot to get that preening done that she can't do and give her special food. She wouldn't have survived out there by that pond. And so she would have been taken care of in captivity, but not have had the complete life that she'll get to have when she has her new bill back.
How much time would you say you put into this project already?
10 hours a week.
10 hours a week since the end of February?
Beginning of February.
The beginning of February.
Yeah, about the beginning of February. So it's been nice having that kind of connection of the whole community to help work on this. And Polly's a really sweet duck.
She seems very, very, like you said, very happy for a duck.
I'm pretty sure that her personality has changed a bit since getting all this attention and so on. She definitely likes to talk about it. She's doing really well. There's some things she can't do, and that's why we really need to print this new bill for her. Like she can't preen herself, and there are certain things that she would usually eat that she can't pick up to eat. But she's healthy. She's doing well, and we just want to sort of get that whole beak back on her again so that she can do everything she needs to do as a duck.
Is she going to be able to be released back into the wild once this is over, or will she have to remain in captivity?
Yeah, so a pekin duck is technically a domesticated duck anyway, and so she'll remain with All Things Wild. She'll probably end up being one of their ambassadors, teaching people about how if they adopt a little baby duckling, that they shouldn't just release that duckling out in a pond or something, because these ducks are somewhat domesticated.